Welcome to Module 7, Section 4 of your B2 Residential Remodeling Contractor Exam Prep course. In this lesson, we're going to focus on one of the most critical, real-world responsibilities of a remodeling contractor: coordinating multiple trades and managing the project schedule effectively. As a B2 contractor, you are not just a skilled builder, you're also the orchestrator of all moving parts on a job site. When tradespeople show up in the wrong order, tasks overlap inefficiently, or delays pile up, the result is chaos, lost money, and frustrated clients. That's why mastering the art of trade coordination and scheduling is absolutely essential to running a successful remodeling business. Every remodeling project involves multiple trades: drywallers, painters, electricians, plumbers, flooring installers, HVAC techs, carpenters, and more. Each trade has specific tasks, tools, timelines, and dependencies. Your job is to sequence these trades so that work flows logically and efficiently from one phase to the next without gaps or conflicts. This process starts with a detailed scope of work and evolves into a formal project schedule. The schedule is your plan for who does what, when, and for how long. It becomes the backbone of the project timeline and a key communication tool for everyone involved. The first step is understanding the dependencies between tasks. You can't install drywall before the electrical and plumbing rough-ins are complete. You can't install baseboards until the flooring is down. You shouldn't paint before sanding and priming is done. Each trade relies on the work of the previous one to be finished and accurate. If one trade is delayed or makes a mistake, it can set off a chain reaction that affects every step afterward. That's why careful sequencing is essential. When you build your schedule, think through the natural order of operations and include buffer time in case something goes wrong. Most contractors use either a Gantt chart, a spreadsheet, or a specialized app to map out their schedule, but even a whiteboard timeline can be effective if it's accurate and visible. Communication is another pillar of trade coordination. It's not enough to make a schedule. You have to make sure every subcontractor understands it, agrees to it, and shows up on time. This requires clear written work orders and regular check-ins. A good practice is to have a kickoff meeting at the start of every major job where you walk through the scope, deadlines, job site rules, and contact info for all involved. Throughout the job, you should provide updates, especially if anything changes. If the plumber takes 2 extra days, let the electrician know before they show up to a half-ready job site. Clear communication reduces friction, builds trust, and helps everyone stay on track. Overlapping trades can sometimes be unavoidable, especially on tight timelines, but should be minimized. If 2 crews are working in the same area, productivity drops, mistakes increase, and tempers can flare. Try to stagger trades spatially or schedule work in shifts to avoid unnecessary overlap. Also, ensure that the job site is clean and safe between phases. A messy site not only slows down the next crew, but also creates liability and inspection risks. Inspections also play a big role in scheduling. Many key phases of a remodel, such as framing, rough electrical, rough plumbing, insulation, and final, require passing inspections before moving on. That means your schedule must account for the time needed to call, book, and complete these inspections. Be aware that some cities require 48-hour notice to schedule an inspection, and availability can vary. You must also plan for the possibility of failing an inspection and needing to rework or reschedule that phase. A savvy contractor builds flexibility into the schedule without losing momentum. One of the biggest scheduling mistakes is failing to align material delivery with the project timeline. You can't install tile that hasn't arrived. You can't hang cabinets that are on back order. Coordinate with suppliers to ensure that all materials, fixtures, and finishes are on site or scheduled for just-in-time delivery. Delays in material arrival are a major source of job site downtime and client frustration. If there's a risk of delay, consider having alternative products pre-approved by the client in case substitutions are needed. From a licensing perspective, coordinating trades is a core part of your responsibility as a B2 contractor. The CSLB expects that if you're taking a job involving 3 or more unrelated trades, you are actively managing those trades, even if you're not performing all the work yourself. That means overseeing subcontractors, making sure work is performed to code, confirming licenses and insurance, and ensuring the job site stays organized and compliant. You are the primary point of contact and the one accountable to the client and the building department. For the exam, you may be asked questions about scheduling order, critical path, dependencies, or how to handle delays. You should understand the general flow of a residential remodel, what tasks depend on others, and how to resolve common coordination problems. For example, if the painter shows up before the drywall is sanded, you need to know how to handle that situation professionally and efficiently. Another scheduling element to consider is client access and expectations. Will the homeowner be living in the home during construction? If so, you'll need to plan for containment, noise management, and daily cleanup. If parts of the home must remain functional, like a kitchen or bathroom, you may need to phase work accordingly. Let the client know what to expect each week, what areas will be off limits, and how to reach you in case of questions or concerns. Managing the homeowner's expectations is just as important as managing the trades. A well-informed client is less likely to panic or get upset when things take an extra day or two. As a final note, always document everything. If a trade is late, if weather causes a delay, if an inspector misses an appointment, log it. Keep records of all schedules, change orders, and communications. If a dispute arises later, you'll have a paper trail to support your position. Many contractors include a daily log as part of their process, either in a notebook or an app. It's a small habit that can protect you from big problems down the line. In summary, coordinating trades and scheduling work effectively is the glue that holds your remodeling project together. Done right, it creates a smooth professional experience that builds your reputation and boosts your bottom line. Done poorly, it leads to stress, mistakes, and financial loss. As a B2 contractor, mastering this skill is one of the most powerful ways to grow your business, avoid conflicts, and deliver results that your clients will rave about.